What's up, guys? It's me, Taylor. I'm back for episode 11 of Athlete Next Door. We're going to do our sit-down interview portion with Bob Moyer here. I got my cheat sheet with me because I can't remember anything. Bob's been in strongman for almost 13 years now.
We call it 12. It's a weird way to phrase it.
Okay. More than 11. He's become well known in the Northwest through his involvement in the competition he's been in. So become a good friend. So just want to be able to sit down and talk about some of the stuff that you've been through.
Yep.
So starting off, I just want to go kind of to the beginning on where sports started from you from the earliest ages through high school.
I mean, earliest was T-ball. I've been playing sports pretty much since I could walk. Never a standout, kind of a lazy kid, but I played baseball, football, wrestling, track.
Okay.
Track and football were all the way through high school. Wrestling was part way through.
Okay.
Yep.
Which was your favorite of that?
Track. Shot put was my favorite.
So a thrower, huh?
That was absolutely. I'm not running.
Okay.
Throwing was my favorite.
Interesting. Did you do, so that's through organized sports. Did you do like stuff outside of that?
I've done Highland Games a few times, but outside of organized high school sports, no.
Really? Okay. I didn't know if, like, I know a lot of people around here also spend a lot of time racing, especially up here in Longview.
Yeah, all my kids did motocross.
You never did?
I never did.
Interesting. So, well then, got that part over pretty quick. So what kind of led you from, now that you kind of ended that with your high school sports, into strongman? Like, didn't you start kind of in powerlifting? And how'd that go from there?
Technically, yes. I started out strength sports-wise in powerlifting, but I started out in bodybuilding.
Okay.
I wanted to be a bodybuilder. I grew up with a grandmother that had a home gym who was very into bodybuilding.
Interesting.
So I've been into lifting weights as early as I've been into sports. So just kind of transitioned. I watched World's Strongest Man at ESPN like everybody else did. Always wanted to do it. Thought you had to be Scandinavian to get in there. So I found powerlifting and eventually worked my way to strongman.
Interesting. So lifting was kind of a comfort for you in relation with your grandma.
Yeah, more or less. It was always just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Not getting too much into my past.
Yeah.
When my dad was in and out of prison, my biological father, not the man who raised me, but he was into lifting weights and he would write me about it and
cool.
Ironically send me creatine as a gift. And
he knew that helped him regulate himself. Yep. And he knew.
Probably. He was a psycho, so.
Sure. But he saw a way that, to give you something. That's really interesting. I mean, now as a father, you see the more depth of that. Did your grandma ever compete when she was in bodybuilding?
No. She was all about her horses and her farm. She just was very into bodybuilding.
She's like the
She was giving me muscle and fitness magazines to read as a kid. And
cool. That's pretty
She was just a fan.
Really? Okay. So what got you into strongman from out of powerlifting? Like once you started, you said you kind of did a little bit, you watched a little bit on TV. What made you decide 12 years ago?
Directly related to powerlifting with Jeff Pearson and Sean Doyle.
Okay.
Because they were powerlifters with me. They were from Portland and they did strongman. So they told me about one coming up in Squim, which I've mentioned the Squim crew. They were good friends of mine for a long time. So they had a show in Squim, and I went ahead and signed up for that as my first show just because mutual friends were in it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Something more exciting.
Not to give Jeff Pearson any screen time. He's a dick.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Okay.
Just kidding. I like him, though. That's how he knows we're friends.
We're recording this. It's like past 9:30, and we're both dads with jobs, so we're going to get a little off topic. So, okay, and you kind of fell in love with it right away? Or
yeah, it was
kind of how that led
significantly more exciting than powerlifting. Mm-hmm. No offense to the powerlifters, but it's just a lot funner to do, a lot funner to watch. And I was immediately hooked. I got to do stones at my first meet, which I know you had it on your questions, but that's still my favorite event.
Yeah.
It was from the day I touched them. I love Atlas stones, and I got to do it at my first show, and it just kind of sucked me in.
Cool. I know that feeling. That's really awesome. When I first, my first few competitions, all the other guys who were in novice were, they were from powerlifting.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do something more exciting. It's like, it's the two different ends of the autistic spectrum. The most dialed in. My weight has to be this, my height this, my age this. The trucks.
Yep. It's probably why I thrive. It's 12 years of rocking the tism. We're good.
All right, so considering that amount of time you've been in it, what do you feel is some of your biggest accomplishments that you've made so far in the sport?
Very proud of the longevity first. I came up with a lot of guys that are either retired from injuries or are pros about to retire from injuries. I'm still overall very healthy. 12 years and I'm not broken. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, getting that podium finish at the Ugly Sweater last year was a big deal for me. It's 12 years of chasing it. I finally got at least some level of pro podium.
Yeah.
And then all my nationals, I've had a 4th place finish at nationals that qualified me for the Arnold. That was a big moment for me. Yeah.
4th at the,
at nationals. 4th at nationals, missed the pro card because it was a weight class. 4th place my weight class, which it's a very convoluted setup to get your pro card in the Strongman Corporation before. So I didn't get the pro card, but I got the Arnold qualifier.
Cool.
Which, yeah, proud of that, but overall it's the longevity.
Yeah.
Just the fact that 12 years in, I'm still handling 1,000-pound lifts.
Yeah. Still
not limping through the door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you say, like, that's kind of your Strongman Corp. What about your history with USS? What have you done there?
Well, USS, I've done a lot less shows with.
Yeah.
There was a lot of political strife when it first started. And if you were a Strongman Corp athlete, it was kind of an unwritten rule. You didn't do USS just because there was the drama between the owners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been around enough to know that too.
But I also still really like Dion and I really like Willie. So I quit picking sides and just did what I wanted.
Yeah, totally. And I just see around here, especially from the newer side of things, being only almost 2.5, maybe almost 3 years into this sport, USS was very welcoming for newer people coming in. There's a lot of shows around here for that.
I've said that myself.
Huge
USS is far better for new people. Strongman Corp is it can drive the wrong certain person away because there is an attitude about novice athletes, whether anybody wants to admit it or not.
Yeah.
People are kind of hard on the novices.
That's understandable. A lot of people just come in for a few shows and you never see them again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you catch a lot of flack at that top level when you're like a new guy and you're not good enough in everybody's eyes. If you're not thick-skinned enough for it, it's going to drive you away.
Especially at the higher level of, like in pro-am setups for, like you're talking about your favorite, competition at that point was your win at the Ugly Sweater, which is a super huge
second place.
The second, I'm sorry.
Let's not take Kenny's first place away from
Sorry,
him.
Kenny.
This year it's mine.
Well, that's your biggest. That was a USS show.
Yeah.
And I believe just from going to a few of the shows this year, it has more people show up spectator-wise than any other show out here.
Yeah.
And
the prize money is competitive with any big show. The pro class for USS is growing. It is becoming competitive. It's still a different level. I have no problem admitting that. A Strongman Corp Pro show is a backbreaker compared to most USS Pro shows.
Yeah.
The Ugly Sweater this year being the exception because it is ridiculously heavy.
Yeah. But just helping build that up.
USS is growing. If you can't really deny it.
Yeah, I think we're coming to a point where all these newer people who are willing to stay more than a year, like people like me, well, we can start to branch out to both. I'm starting to see more of those. I did my first Strongman Corp show in October with Brian Bain.
Yep.
And I've been able to visit more. Yeah, you were there to help me out a little bit. That was a little rough.
So on the local shows, I think you'll see much less of a difference between the federations. It's all the same guys.
Yeah.
Once you get to like that national level, which I have not been to USS Nationals, this is me talking out of my ass. But Strongman Corp Nationals is a much higher level than what I've seen from USS Nationals, just because more people want to go to what's known.
Yeah, they've built that. Strongman
USS can't step it up and get better.
Yeah.
Strongman Corp's got the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a sport like this, I totally get that. All right, so kind of next one, what's, I guess, kind of tying into that too. What's some of your large goals for competitions or even the pro card?
I still want a pro card in Strongman Corp. That is still a goal. I'd like to try to get it before I'm 40, which isn't that far away now.
Good pressure.
Yeah, like I've kind of given up on the dream of making it to the Worlds and the Arnolds because, again, I'm 39 almost. But I would like the pro card. That's still very much on the table for me. I'm still a top-level amateur in the sport.
Yeah.
That's my main goal. I want to get a pro card before I'm 40. And then if I choose to go Masters, at least I have a pro card. I get to lean on that a little bit.
Sure, totally.
And not feel like I ran away to the Masters. Again, no offense to you old people, but I'm not ready to be one of you.
James?
The big hill.
No, that's totally fair. You know, what I've seen you do pretty well at those pro-am setups. So I see. You're still yearning for more.
Still competitive at almost 40 with like 20-year-old guys, which that alone keeps me going.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm having fun with my friends and still hanging with 20-year-olds. So,
yeah. All the joints are working. It might as well.
Well, they work-ish.
So let's kind of switch up to, out of all of the events you've done over the past 12 years, what would you say is your top 5 favorite events that you've done in shows, or would at least even like to see in more shows?
I mean, number one, I've already said it's Atlas Stones. I'd like to see Stone Series come back. Not Stone over bar, not Max Stone, like Stone Series. Platform gets higher as you go. I want the old school Stones back. That I'd love to see that make a big comeback in the sport.
Do you prefer like the old school like pillar method, or like Giants Live stacked? Like
I like them next to the old school. It was the wood, and the lightest one went to the taller platform, and it went down as you got heavy. I love that setup. It feels like the world's strongest man I grew up with.
Yeah, World's Strongest Man. They did more of like that pillar setup.
Yeah. You had to end up, if you were 6 feet or under, you ended up overhead pressing the first stone. Like,
yeah.
I want that back just because of the nostalgia of it.
Cool. It's been around forever and it's iconic.
Let me see, top 5. I love log press. I'm not the best at it, but I love log press. I'm very good at deadlifts, but I will admit that I'm getting kind of burnt out on straight up deadlifts. I would love to see more elevated deadlifts, like obscure, like car deadlifts.
So you're looking at the deadlift side,
the sport.
Yeah, more the visual side of deadlifting.
I'm sick of seeing Texas deadlift bars at strongman shows.
Yeah.
Like, I want to lift a truck.
You know, I think, especially as a newer person too, that was great. Like when I did in October, having a silver dollar, but with a very stiff bar.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool because like people who don't know I'm doing this stuff, you know, we post this kind of stuff on Facebook for our family to see.
Yeah.
And I can tell people, you know, oh, I pulled 744. Not really a big deal being from an 18-inch lift, but to my family on Facebook, it's larger than life. And I think that's cool to see. New people get to see inflated numbers from deadlift variations in a way.
Well, I've always said our sport also came from the circus and TV shows. Like, I like the visually stunning events.
Yeah.
I want people to want to watch me lift weights. It's boring. That's why nobody watches powerlifting.
Yeah.
The only people at powerlifting are your aunt. Like, that's the only person going to watch you do powerlifting.
Yeah, I get you.
I want people to come watch and have a good time. It makes me want to go back and put on a show.
I like the press you mentioned, though, with the log. I feel like visually it's fantastic. And the fact that it's a neutral grip press, I think it's safer for the shoulder joints. I've had issues in the past with rotator cuff on my left shoulder, like most men. And that neutral grip is always just felt more tight, no strain. I don't know. I see that being
it's a good entry-level event, I think, too. It's easy. It is hard. Log press is very hard, but I think it's safer to learn than an axle. But I will also say I would love to see fixed axles make a comeback. I don't know if you've ever done a fixed axle.
So, like,
where the weights will not rotate. It is a solid mass. No. It is much more challenging, clean.
Like the Rainier, like with the globe kind of idea? Like, are you talking about builds like that?
Yeah, where it's like a solid piece of equipment.
Okay.
It's a much more challenging clean. It's usually more visually stimulating because they're on big wagon wheels or they're on a globe or it just looks cool. It feels cool. You feel cool showing your little brother that you lifted a train axle versus a barbell again.
Yeah, when you see people the overhead press with the Humber tire. I think that's one of the coolest looking visual events.
Yeah, I mean, those are the main events I want to see definitely make comebacks.
Do you like the medleys of like odd object medleys? Then, if you're talking about visual,
of like loading or like, because there's different medleys. I don't know if you mean pressing or loading or carrying.
I mean, there's a lot, but I mean, in general, you know, we'll see like the carries or like when you, what was the name? The IFSA medley, you know, with the farmers and then I don't know what you want to call it. Shield. Yeah.
Yeah, no, those are fun. I am an obese man. Doing carrying medleys sounds rough. Yeah. I love carrying loading medleys.
Okay.
Like the old school worlds doing like the sandbag in the water. Like obviously that's not something you can just set up at your local show.
Yeah.
But it's a fun event. It's something that's in the water. It's adding an element that people can't train for.
Yeah.
I love odd objects. I love medleys, carrying and loading medleys.
I think Worlds has done good at holding on to that with the fat tires. You know, you'll see carry or like they'll have like the fire hydrant.
They had the fire hydrant.
America's last 2 years ago, the weight class guys. I was watching my buddy. They were doing a fire hydrant load.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, the Worlds has its own problems, but they have kept some of the obscure events that are just fun to watch.
Yeah.
They've done a good job of that. Rogue's obviously kind of blown them out of the water. They've made the Worlds kind of look stupid. Wheel of Pain's pretty hard to beat.
Well, they got the money for R&D for sure, and they know how to respect the culture of strongman.
Yeah.
From that sense, you know, my first strongman show I ever watched was when they had the Conan's wheel that they built. I think that was Jerry Pritchett's. I think one of his last.
I think that was the Wheel of Pain I was just talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had the dragon heads on it and giant.
And that's when Martins won that event, that competition.
And that was his big like YouTube run up when he was getting popular and like he won Worlds that year and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. So let's flip to the other side of it. The 5, let's say your top 5 events that you hate or you think is just stupid that it's still in competition.
Who's fell 5 times.
Come on.
I hate who's fell stones, but definitely, like I said, like barbell deadlifts, maybe not go away, but let's take a break. Let's just take a break from straight up barbell deadlifts. There are some obscure events, which I said was cool, but like Denny stones, like we could get away from Denny stones.
Like the carries, I know they
just anything with them because it's just such a.
The pro say it's more of just a pain tolerance thing.
Yeah, it's just such an advantage movement. Like certain people are going to be better at it. It's hard to figure out on the fly. It's hard to train.
How good is your hook grip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of it's anything Denny stone, and that's coming from a Highlands game competitor. Like I'm Scottish ancestry, very proud of that, and I'm still saying get rid of the Denny stones.
Interesting.
Yeah, but barbell deadlifts, take a break. Denny stones need to go away. Who's fell needs to just die.
I'm not a big fan of like axle deadlifts for that same reason.
Depends.
It's full because I just don't like it. You get the least impressive numbers possible out of an axle deadlift, and
it was essentially an axle at the Rainier on those globes, and that was a cool event on the globes like that. Like there's a way to make axle cool. It's not off calibrated plates. I think that's not the way.
Yeah, that was a pretty unique situation. Yeah. I can agree on that.
And just nostalgia period. Like what was that, the 2005 IFSA those were from? Like,
yeah,
that was the year I graduated high school. Like there's a lot of nostalgia there.
Yeah.
Like I was watching those on TV and the internet when the internet was new.
Bodybuilding.com, baby.
Yeah.
Right on the forums.
Don't get me started on that.
The rep meter. You're like, do you watch like this guy? It's like, what's this guy saying? And it's like, oh, he has like 10 green bars in his rep meter. It's like, oh, maybe he knows.
Better listen to that guy.
Yeah.
He's in the rabbit cage. He knows.
It's a blurry foot phone picture as his profile picture. You just knew.
I've got one of those.
So, let's talk now on your thoughts on the growth of the sport since you started and what you want to see happening.
Yeah. So I think I told you earlier, like I think people would be surprised that I'm actually very happy with the growth of the sport. 10 years ago, I was talking about wanting regional setups so we could filter out more athletes and get better athletes at the top. And that's happening now. OSG did a lot of that. They put a lot of regionals in. Strongman Corp's followed along with it. It's a good setup. There's more room for elimination, so there's less people at nationals that shouldn't be at that level yet. I'm very happy with that direction of the sport. The pro side's growing tremendously. It's going in the right direction. I don't really have much to change now. Like, I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is riding on the back of a handful of social media influencers within the sport that have built that, and everyone knows who they are and can thank them for what they've done in that. But I think maybe that's just the drive where initially there wasn't a lot of people in the sport, and get as much people to nationals to talk about it was cool.
And money. It was just making money.
Now you got to find a way. I mean, people don't do anything for free anymore.
I mean, if there was one thing I would change, speaking of new people, the novice class has gotten a little out of hand.
Okay.
I would limit novice. Like if you've done it once, you're not a novice.
Okay.
I don't care if you won it. I don't care if you took last. You've done the sport now. Move up. When I started, it was the opposite. There was no novice. I asked about a novice class, and they laughed at me and said,
"Yeah,
do open," essentially.
Interesting.
So I mean, it has grown to a good level where it's more open to new people, but we're allowing trophy hunters to kind of just float through the novice and do just enough to just never have to go open.
Sure.
Like, come play with me. I'm ready. Come to the open.
I understand your pure mindset on that for the sport, but then you look at it from a promoter point of view and you see, if their competition has 60 openings, 40 of those are novice people. That's what holds the sport together. So how much do you cater and how much do you kind of pull the bottle out of their mouth? And
there is, on the other hand, though, I used to see a show, Feats of Strength in Oregon. He didn't cap the novice, and there was a lot of us that wanted to do the show, and the show was full. We couldn't do the show because it was so full of novice. I managed to always get in. I got in early, like you should. Obviously, you should get in early if you want to do it. But there were some very good guys that couldn't do the show because it was already full. Like, I'm not saying get rid of novice. Obviously, new people should be able to compete. We need to cap it.
Yeah.
There's a limit to how many novice people in a show. There's a limit to how long you can do novice.
Yeah.
Like, if you've been in novice for 5 years, shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
If you can't hang, then don't. But move on.
Okay. I know USS and Starman Corp had different rules on that. Like USS, you can stay a novice until you win. Starman Corp, it is just the podium.
Yep.
As long as you get first three. So especially on a local show where there is only 3 people, like you're guaranteed that's your only novice cup.
Yep. Which, as it should be. I do agree with that. But I see big shows where there's 20 novices and they'll be there for 5 years. It's like, just give it a shot.
Yeah. That's
like, I'm sorry you can't take the podium. That's not my problem, but you need to move up.
That's interesting because that could almost be, it really depends on the shows you're signing up for. If you're constantly going to shows where there's 15 plus in the novice, it's insanely competitive. And then switching, I know for some people, then once they won novice, they switched to open. It's like the novice was more competitive than switching to open, where you only got 4 guys in your class, but you're a novice. You were going against 15 dudes who pretty strong powerlifters that are just new to the sport.
I can ask you a question.
Sure.
When you switched from novice to open, how much stronger did you get?
It's probably the same. I guess I did it pretty quick.
But you grew quicker going to open because you were motivated to grow.
I think so.
So yeah, you may have been more competitive in novice then, but you're now stronger because you were forced to go open.
Yeah.
Somebody peer pressured you, somebody shamed you, you went open, you got better. Bullying works.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
And I see what you're saying, where you can use that as that drive. Just like how I believe, keeping signed up for a competition will keep you driven to not fall off the wagon.
Yep.
But switching to open after at least a certain point, that's a good take on it. Thank you for that.
Well, it's the same way I did it from open to pro. I signed up for my first Pro-Am show, the first Rainier. I took last place. I was no good. but I was killing local shows. I could win every show I showed up to mostly, unless Josh was there. We won't open that can of worms. But I was winning all the time. I went to the pro show just to challenge myself. And now I can hang with those guys. And it's because I made the jump. It's not because I held back and got better at open. It's because I got better at pro.
Okay.
Same as you got better from novice to open, you get better from open to pro. You have to make the leaps and try the next level.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. So the nice way of saying take that risk, because you'd be surprised how much better you can become if you do.
Yep.
Surround yourself with
and we're in a unique sport where you can do that, because, I mean, you can't just go sign up for the NFL and try pro football. But you can go do pro strongman anytime you want.
Yeah.
You can give it a shot. You might die, but you can try.
As long as you get good pictures, that's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
It depends on the quality of the photographer hired.
You always pay for it. They're worth it.
Okay. Well, we got through that pretty quick. So we're just going to kind of get to some of the fun questions I typically ask everybody. So, are you first off, do you watch your macros? Or you just kind of eat whatever?
So back to the autism joke, I pretty much eat the same thing every day.
Okay.
So I don't really need to track my macros.
Okay. So
it doesn't change much.
So if you were, this is a question I ask, if you were forced to only eat at one restaurant for an entire month that fit what you needed, where would you select?
Like fast food?
Could be.
I'm gonna go with Burgerville.
Burgerville.
Yep. I could eat that every day for a month, no problem. And I can definitely fit my macros there.
That's true. My kids always get the
Since
fish.
I'm a super heavyweight, my macros are gigantic, so anywhere I can get milkshakes is a win.
The seasonal stuff they got. They got the rosemary fries right now.
Sweet potato fries.
We just went in yesterday. My kids always get the fish. They love the fish there. Whatever.
Weird.
I don't care.
It's weird. You should beat your kids. It's weird.
You don't like fish?
No, I'm just kidding. Don't beat your children. Just kidding.
Just kidding. You own them.
No, they're already yours. You don't have to hit them.
So so like famous equipment that you've seen, we talked about some of the Rogue stuff. What is a dream piece that you would love to put your hands on and be able to test out? Of anything that could be of just personal value.
The Austrian oak.
The Austrian oak.
I've always wanted to touch that log from the Arnold. It's just a big deal in my head.
Yeah,
it's just a log. It's just a wood log, but it's just so cool. Mm-hmm. And so many big names of, like, Big Z's lifted that. I think Mark Henry, nope, he just did actually. He didn't touch the log. But a lot of big names in our sport have touched that log. Yeah, I would love to just have my hands on it.
I know this will make you upset, but mine's always like the Husafell stone. I want to go to Iceland, do the little
I will defend
stone
you.
tour.
I hate Husafell as an event. If I was in Iceland, I'm going to the Husafell stone and doing it.
Yeah.
I respect the culture of stone lifting. Mm-hmm. I hate the event in strongman.
Okay, there you go, guys. He cleared it up.
The actual Husafell on the sheet pin that's a different thing.
Okay.
If you're into strength, you have to try if you get a chance.
The first one that I learned about is the I think it's called the Dritvik stones. I'm not good at my Icelandic, but I think that's how they pronounce it, where it's the 3 you have to lift that they used for the fishermen to determine how much fish that portions they got was by how heavy you could lift it. I watched on that Rogue documentary where it was, I forget his name. He's an older guy from Iceland.
Was it Magnus?
No, not that old. He's lost a lot of weight. He helped Thor get into it.
Yep. Steffi Solvi Peterson.
Yes. I think it was him.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was him. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites back in the day.
They just followed him around the island.
I was a huge fan of him, actually.
Yeah.
He never won it, but he was like one of my favorite athletes.
He's a big dude, yeah.
He just looked athletic, though. He looked like... Zadrunas was amazing, but he was a big fat guy. Like Steffi looked athletic. Steffi? Stefan. Sorry, buddy.
Steffi, you're thinking of someone else.
Yeah, don't tell my wife.
She'll beat you. That's a Steffi joke. I want to say thank you for inviting me out here. We got that interview over pretty quick, kind of straight to the point, but that's what I can expect out of you, and I enjoy that. Where can people find you on like social media?
Mainly just Facebook and Instagram. It's Bob Moyer 87 on Instagram.
Perfect.
And my Facebook's brand new. I don't know what my name is on there. It's just Bob Moyer, I think.
You'll get banned again.
Yeah,
Don't
I'll
worry
probably
about
say
it.
something stupid.
Just go to Instagram. That's where you'll find him.
Instagram's all the lifting material anyways. Facebook's mostly just pictures of my kids because
Cool.
I'm a very proud dad.
Well, you post a lot of content now in this gym. You have more people coming here, so
Yep.
It's been really cool seeing that. Cool, guys. So thank you so much for checking it out. Of course, go to strongdadapparel.com for the men's, women's, and children's clothing. Of course, check out our channel for all of our other tours, sit-down interviews, and hammer time stuff. Got more hammer videos coming out soon. This guy should be number 11. We'll see.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. All right. Thank you, guys.
See ya.